2003, I had a friend to invite me to the fall conference, and it had a meal at our conference center or in the area, and lots of people there had a missionary from Ecuador to come and to share their testimony about what was going on there. It was just a meal, very informal. Got to go, and that's when I connected with Global the first time. I worked with the teams, and so I've had a ministry heart all of my life. I've been a Christian since I was 9 years old, surrendered to ministry when I was 13. Have been able to do a lot of things that when I got to Global, God combined all of those ministries together for me to be able to use it to do the teams. Now, this is what I get to do. And it is working with them, working with the missionaries to help get those team members to the field to do whatever it is they're needing them to do. The vision of Global Outreach is to evangelize, to disciple, to know Christ, and to make Him known. I see it in the ministry area where I am because of the teams have been able to go to the field and to speak to the people about the Lord in any way that they see that they can. Through an object, picking up an object, a rock. How can you share Christ with somebody if all you have in your hand is a rock to use? How can you share that with somebody that's never heard about the Lord? It's what you have available to you to share Christ in a personal way with somebody one-on-one. I see people growing in their faith, and I read that through the testimonies as they prepare to get to the field. People write testimonies as part of the application process, and I get to read those, and they are telling me how God is preparing them to go share Christ with others. Pretty powerful. People can get involved with Global Outreach if they want to go to a foreign country. They can go on a team, and that is simple as contacting the missionary, contacting me, contacting their pastor, and let's find out where they want to go, what they want to do, and get them connected with the right people to fit their talents and abilities and spiritual gifts, and send them to a place that they can share Christ using those talents. I've always heard that your prayer life is not, it's the overflow of what's already in your heart before you begin to pray. You've already had that relationship with God before you prayed before other people. So that relationship with God has got to be personal, and then that overflows into your work, of course, as you're on the phone with people, as you're emailing people. The Spirit of the Lord begins to help you connect with somebody that you've never seen or you've never talked to. And it's changing lives, even before they even get to go to the field. Lives are changed as a result of somebody listening and praying with them and loving on them even before they get there. We want to make sure that the funds that come here are being appropriated to the right people so that they can do the ministries that they do, because it does cost to have equipment to run, to dig those wells. And when people get on board in their time of prayer, and the Lord specifically speaks to them to support a ministry, and they begin sending that money in, and they receive that newsletter, and then they begin to pray more, they connect, and finance is just important for that to continue. I do this because God has called me into the ministry, and that teams are so very important. It's the body of Christ. I look at teams as the body of Christ. Not everybody can dig a well. Not everybody can teach a vacation Bible school lesson. Not everybody can work in orphanages. Not everybody likes to do medical. But God has given you, according to 1 Corinthians 12, He's given you talents, abilities, and the body of Christ all has to work together on the teams. I might be able to pray with someone and somebody else is holding their hand just while they speak in another language and cry, and it's just because somebody listened to them, while somebody else is doing the dental work on them or somebody else now teaches them about the gospel of Christ. Some of the greatest experiences I've ever had are on a team and doing missions. Some of the greatest experiences I had, meeting different people, being able to share Christ one-on-one. I love to share Christ one-on-one, to look in the eyes of somebody that I'm talking to, and to be able to hear what it is today that God needed me to hear from them, and to be able to speak that right back to them, and it be a word that they take with them, not because I did it, but because I was able to hear from God that day. I want to, at the end of the day, be able to have a clear conscience that what I said and what I did, that I heard from Him, and I was right on target with that. And when I messed up, that I was able to ask God to forgive me for that, and to listen the next time a little bit more closely, to be able to minister to and serve those people for that day, to love them, to pray for them, to encourage them, to support them. And I think that is part of global as well. Having a personal relationship with the people, especially on teams that are going. I may not ever get to meet them face to face, but I feel like I know many of them because of the opportunity I have to share with them. And it's just a blessing to be a part of Global Outreach. It is a blessing to be here. Until God tells me to do something different, I'll be right here.